You ready to look fresh faced and glowy and beautiful? Hey guys, what's up? Today's video is going to be how I do my fresh face look. So this is my go-to look whenever I just want to be a little bit made up, but you know, it's just very subtle. To start off here, I'm going to apply some sunscreen, and this one's by Dermalogica. It's called their Dynamic Skin Recovery, and it's SPF 50. I like this because it's a little bit hydrating. It doesn't have like a bad sunscreen scent or anything like that, and it also comes with a really nice pump. So I just take about 4 pumps. I know it seems like a lot, but I like to cover everything, my whole entire face as well as my neck, and this does not leave a white cast on my skin at all, so that's another good thing about it. I know it looks like a lot, you guys, but I just like to make sure that I'm protected because your girl burns. So I just like to let that kind of soak in my skin, and don't forget your neck because your neck is also delicate and you just want to keep everything protected. I also use sunscreen on my body too, but I know a lot of people don't remember, so don't forget your sunscreen. It's really important. It helps prevent your skin from aging. And now for my base, I'm going in with my favorite concealer. This is the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and my shade is Fair. So I don't need much of this because it is very easy to blend. It is very creamy, so I feel like it spreads nice and evenly on my skin without having to use a lot of product. So I basically just focus it on where I want the most coverage, and that's pretty much like around my eyes and the center of my face. So I just kind of take one dip into the container, and that's all I use for my whole face. You don't really need much. I mean, at least for this type of look, this kind of more fresh face look. And then I'm just going in with my beauty blender here to blend everything out. I love this concealer. It's great if you have dry skin. So I just take whatever I have left on my sponge and I use that for the rest of my face. And you can still see my freckles, you can still see any blemishes because this is not going to be a full coverage look. This is just like, you know, like I said, kind of more of a fresh face look. I just want a bit more coverage on my eyes, so I'm going to take a little bit more right on top of my lids, my entire eye area, and use this as a primer for my shadow, or just to kind of neutralize my eyes because there's a bit of discoloration there, and it just makes you look a little bit more awake. Now I'm just going to set my eyes where I put that concealer with my Milani Prep Set and Glow Powder, and this is in the shade number 2. I'm also going to take this Milani Prep Set and Glow Powder right underneath my eye area where we applied that concealer, and I'm just going to set that so it doesn't crease throughout my day. Because this concealer is very creamy, it is hydrating, it does feel very nice on the skin. So I'm just applying that right where we had the concealer, and I like this powder because it does add a little bit of extra coverage, and it also has some shimmer to it. So just remember that, keep that in mind if you do want to try this. It actually will give you kind of a highlighted look without even trying. So that shine that you see is kind of coming from this powder, but I think it's really pretty, and I kind of go for that look anyway, so I really enjoy it. And then I'm just taking that also down here, just kind of lightly set everything. I really don't like to use a lot of powder since I have dry skin. If you do tend to have more oily skin, Milani also has, like, I believe full coverage powders and things like that, but none of the other shades really match me, so that's why I love this one so much. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, I use the shade Light. This one is my favorite, and in the summer I tend to kind of wear bronzer a little bit more as blush almost, so I like to just take it not only like where my cheekbones are, but take it down a little bit to where I would apply some blush. Alright, so for blush today, I'm just using my good old Tarte Amazonian Clay blush. This is in the shade Party. This is the one that you can get for your birthday gift at Sephora, and I love this shade. I'm still obsessed with this. I talked about this when I got it back in March when it was my birthday, and I still love it, you guys. This formula is the best if you need something really long wearing. It just stays. Like, it's just a really good, easy blush. So I like to just go ahead and apply a little bit, like right up the apple of my cheek. We already have a lot of shine on the cheekbone, so if you like, you can just leave it like that. You don't need to apply highlight or anything, but I'm somebody who just loves highlighter. I adore it. So I'm going to apply some here, and this little palette is from Kat Von D. This is her Alchemist Holographic Highlighting Palette. I just recently got into this. I got mine at Sephora a while ago, like a month ago, but it is so fun. If you like colorful highlighters, if you just want something really fun and unique, check this palette out. So far, my favorite shade is this one, the Blue Sapphire. I'll show you guys a quick swatch of it. It actually does look blue when you apply it to your skin. It's so cool. I'll just do a quick swatch because I cannot help myself. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I just really like these, and they don't feel like chalky, so I like that about them. I'm going to take the Opal shade. This one has a little bit of a pink shift to it, and I'm going to apply this right on top of the cheekbones, and I just kind of dust it off. Like, I just do a little amount at first because these are really pigmented. I was surprised. When I first saw how tiny the pans were, I was like, there's no way these are going to show up, but I was so wrong. Like, these are so beautiful. Like, I love the way this looks. Look at that. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. For my brows today, since I'm just keeping it simple, I'm gonna go ahead and brush through my hairs first and then fill in with my Brow Wiz. So this is by Anastasia, and I'm just using the chocolate shade to fill in the kind of sparse areas, which for me tends to be like the tail ends of my brows are pretty sparse. I love how quick these brows are. It's so nice, and you could totally wear this look to work if you have school or something. It's very like daytime wearable. Today I'm going to use the Makeup Geek in the Nude palette. It's full of neutral shadows that are very easy to pull off, and my favorite shade is this one right in the middle. It's called Buffed, and it reminds me a lot of the Creme Brulee eyeshadow by Makeup Geek, which is my favorite of all time, the one that I always like hit pan on, and I'm never without Creme Brulee. But this one, it's a little bit, I want to say it's just a touch lighter than Creme Brulee, maybe like one shade lighter, but anyway, it reminds me so much of my favorite one that they do. So I like to take this and just blend it all over my eyes, like take it on the lid, blend it in the crease. So this is my favorite shadow out of the whole palette. They do have two foiled ones. This is the Grandstand foiled shadow, which was like my favorite one when it first came out, and then this one's in the Spotlight, I believe. Yeah, in the Spotlight, which is more of a champagne color. I'm just gonna take a little bit of creased. This is a really pretty warm brown color, and I feel like it just goes perfectly with Buffed, but I only use a tiny bit. And now I'm just taking a bit of Grandstand. This is the foiled shadow, and I'm going to apply this on my lid, and I'm just using my finger because this formula is really smooth and kind of creamy to the touch, so I just feel like it goes on the best with my finger. And I like to apply it like that, and then don't worry, I'm going to just take my same blending brush, and then I'm just going to take the brush I used earlier to soften out those edges. To do my lashes, I'm going in with my L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Primer just to thicken up my lashes first, and then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Lash Paradise on top. So this has been my little duo lately, and I just like how it thickens and lengthens everything. Today for the lips, I want to try out this new lip product from Pixi. This is their Gel Tint and Silk Gloss. So it's a lip stain, and then you can put the gloss on top. And the shade that I have here is called Berry Tint. It just looked really pretty, and I thought that it might be perfect for the look we have going on today. So let's see. Ooh. I always feel like I have to be extra careful with these like lip stain products. I'm going to go ahead and kind of blend out the edges a little bit with my finger because I don't want it to just have like a harsh line. And this doesn't feel sticky or anything, like it doesn't feel like I have anything on really at all. Okay, so now let's apply the gloss. It says to just put it right on top, so I'm going to do that. Ooh, it smells kind of minty, like toothpaste a little bit, but I like it. I actually really like the color combo with the gloss on top of the stain. I think it looks really pretty and kind of makes the stain tone down a little bit more, but you could totally wear both of these separately if you would like to, and I do have some other shades to try out thanks to Pixi, so thank you guys for letting me try this. To add a little bit of a glow to my skin, I'm going to use this Milk Makeup Hydrating Oil Stick. So I like to use this stick to kind of add a little bit of a glow to my face. Now I'm just going to take a bit on my finger. You can directly apply it, but I find that smears the makeup a little bit, so I like to just go ahead, apply it on my finger, and then I like to just tap it right on top. And I know it doesn't look like it does much, but it looks so fresh and it just makes your skin look a little bit more awake. So I like to do this and apply it on the center of my lids, and it just keeps it looking a little bit glossy. Can you see that? It's just the most subtle touch. I know it's kind of weird, but I've just been loving this look lately for myself. And I also like to take that and apply a little bit on my cheekbones, just on the top part right here. But I don't like to smear it on. If you use the stick to apply it, I find that it just kind of smudges your makeup, and I don't want that. So I just like to take it on my finger and it does have a little tiny bit, to me it smells a little bit like oranges. Last but not least here, I do always like to apply a setting spray. It doesn't matter how light I go on my makeup. If it's very hot outside or if I just need it to stay put, I love to use a setting spray. I'm gonna go ahead and apply this, and I don't use too much because this actually is very dewy, and if you do too many sprays it kind of looks like you're sweaty. So I like to keep it simple and just do like 2 sprays. Smells so good. This one smells like Febreze, which is probably not a good thing for most people, but to me it smells like laundry. I love it. Alright guys, well that is it for today's look. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is my favorite look to do whenever I want to have like a done up look without feeling like I have too much heavy makeup on. This is just perfect for that. If you have a long day ahead of you, or maybe you just live in a hot climate like I do, this makeup look is so easy. It just feels great, and you also are still having your makeup done, so it's really nice and fun. I just like it. It doesn't feel like you have a ton of makeup on, but you're still done up, you know? So I love it. I hope you guys enjoy it too. I would love to hear from you all, and as always, thank you so much for watching.